place I would rather be. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be than here in your love, than here in your love. There's no place I would rather be. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be than here in your love, than here in your love.
Welcome to Kingdom News Now. I'm Jack Dilday right here in Poplar Bluff, Canadian Studios, and we've got a special program lined up for you tonight. We are excited about what God is doing in Poplar Bluff and the area. And I say this so many times. You turn the television on and you listen to the news and you hear all the bad things that's going on. You hear all the wars and all the terrorism and everything that's happening. And I'm not just talking about overseas somewhere. We're talking about even right here in our own state of Missouri, in our own county of Butler, and even in our own town here at times, and all the bad news that's going on. But I'm here to tell you tonight, our purpose for Kingdom News Now is to share the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. He is still alive. He is still doing great things. He's still saving and healing and delivering, setting the captive free. And we're going to share some of those things with you tonight. In fact, why don't you just go to the phone and call your friend or your family member, your neighbors, and tell them that Kingdom News is on the air, and we've got a great program lined up for you to watch. I know you're going to be blessed. We've got some great guys here in the studio with us that's going to be sharing their testimony. We're going to be sharing some videos and some music from this group, and so we're just looking forward to spending the next hour with you, and I trust that you will be blessed. Let me tell you, before we get started with the program, if you've got a special need or special prayer request, I want you to go to facebook.com/midnightcry, the number 1, and post that need. And when we get to the end of this program, you may have a grandchild or maybe a child of your own or a friend or a family member that you know this program would minister to. And I want you to call us, 573-840-8888. The number's on the screen. And I want you to let us know that we will be in agreeing with you in prayer that God's going to minister to those needs. In the studio with us tonight, we've got Gene Boros and Marky Silvers. And we are so glad to have you guys in the studio with us. We've got a couple more guys that's going to be on the program with us here just shortly. But we want to welcome you to Poplar Bluff and welcome you to Kingdom News.
Amen. Well, thank you. It's a divine honor and privilege to be here.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys being here with us. I know you have been in the area for the last few days. You originally, not originally, but you are from Nashville. You live around Nashville, Tennessee, and you're in the area. You've been over in Gatewood, Missouri.
That's right.
And tell us a little bit about what's been going on over there.
Well, a lot actually. We was here about 2 months ago, and we did for Gatewood School. We done an out of school celebration, and just really made some really good friends there, and was able to minister to them at that time and through the music, and they invited us back, and so we put on actually Gretchen Hampton from Gatewood. She's actually a teacher over at the Gatewood School, and so she put the event together. Her ministry is For His Glory, and then so the name of the festival is For His Glory Faith and Fire Festival. And it's July 5th, 6th, and 7th, and really the Lord was just swooping through there, and so we actually extended it one more night. That last night it was just like, we're not ready to quit. There's just something else God needs to do, somebody else that needs to show up, and so we ran an extra night, and absolutely just blessed that we did. I mean, people was crying and coming up to the altar, and it was powerful.
Awesome time of worship, awesome time of the Word, and God just doing some great things. And see, and that's what we want to share with Kingdom News, is that God is still doing these things.
Right.
I was raised in Pentecost all of my life, and I remember hearing a lot of the stories of my mom and dad, of how God used to move in the services, and I've seen Him do some great things as well in my life and around the services that I've been have attended. But I remember hearing some of the things, but I know that God, the same God that did those things then, is still the same God that we serve today.
Yeah.
And He still moves and does the great things and saves the souls and That's what we want to share with Kingdom News. He was over in Gatewood, Missouri.
Right.
Now, for those of you maybe that don't know where Gatewood, Missouri is, you can't get there from Poplar Bluff. Gatewood is on the other side of Doniphan, a few miles going toward Thayer on Highway 142 over there. I used to live not far from there. That's why I know where it's at.
Okay.
But and the name of it was of the festival?
For His Glory, Faith and Fire Festival.
For His Glory, Faith and Fire Festival.
Right.
That's a mouthful.
It is, but it's all for His glory, right?
Amen. It's all for His glory.
Amen.
That's right. Amen. You had a great time over there. Our friend Jared Baker called me the other day and was telling me a little bit about what was going on, telling me that, you know, the band was down there and having a great time. God was doing great things out there. It was an outdoor event, right?
Right.
Outdoor
Absolutely.
event and just right out in the middle of the opens where God could He was on His territory.
That's right, in God's country.
Amen. Amen. So it is such a privilege and honor to have you guys here in the studio with us tonight. And I want to share. I want you to share just a little bit of your ministry. We'll get to these boys here in just a few moments in their band, but I want you to share a little bit of what you're doing in Nashville.
Okay, sure. You know, you're just talking about, you know, God's still doing the same things today that He was doing, you know, back when your parents and stuff, and it just really got me thinking about in that moment. You know, we fill our lives up with so much junk sometimes with our cell phones and Facebook and work schedules and just things like that we don't leave room for God to move. We're not looking for it.
That's exactly
So
right.
we nearly close the door on Him, you know, with and I think Satan just feeds that stuff in our life because that's what he wants to happen. That's what he wants to see. He don't want us to have our focus on God and what He's doing in our life and what He's doing in our church or doing in our friends' lives. He wants us to not see all that. So He puts all this stuff in our life that just distracts us from who He is and what He's doing. And you know, I come from. I used to be trapped too. All I did was chase money with work, and then one day I just, you know, one of my close friends, I went to church. I tithed my money, and I thought I was right. I thought I was good where I was. I was content in my position and where I thought I was going with God. And then he asked me. He said, you spent your whole life chasing money. But if you were to be called to go down a road unknown with God, would you be able to leave all this stuff behind and take that road?
Right.
And it sent me into a depression for about a couple of weeks because he was right. I spent my whole life chasing it, and I didn't know anything else. And and I had to make a decision. Can I leave all this? Can I walk away from it? Can I serve God fully with all my heart, with all my mind, with all my soul? It was difficult,
Amen.
and it's easy to say, yeah, I can do that. If I'm called to do that, I'll do it. Well, you don't know that you can do it until you actually do it. Until you say, okay, God, I'm stepping out of this, and I'm going to serve You wherever You take me. And
that's a really strong statement.
Amen.
You know, that I am going to do this, but you don't know what it's going to take for you to do that.
Right.
You know, and just like you're saying, you know, there's a trap that's been set for each one of us.
Sure.
You know, Satan set a trap for every one of us, and we have to be close enough to God to know what that trap is and how to avoid it. But you were sent into depression for a short time.
Right.
You know, and just trying to figure it out, and from there, what happened?
Well, you know, after a lot of prayer, I decided, I'm going to do it. I'm going to walk away from all this mess and just see what the Lord does with me. You know, and I think it's serious. I think salvation and your walk with God, it needs to be taken serious. And even over the festival, and that's what I was really trying to drive home to people that was showing up. You know, this isn't no joke. This isn't no game. This isn't something you play around with. I mean, you've got to take it serious. You've got to take your walk with God serious. And I can say it over and over and over. You got to take it serious.
That's right. That's right.
So, that's why I had to make the decision. What am I going to do? Am I going to take it serious, or am I going to be content and happy with the direction that I'm going in my life? And so I did. I tell you, it was difficult. The first year, I was lost. I didn't know. I tried to do a couple different ministries, and they were flopping, and I had to just step out and just wait for God to show me something.
Yeah.
Because what we tend to do is try to do it on our own.
That's right.
We've got to do this. You've got to let Him do it. You've just got to be willing to do it, willing to go where He sends you, to do what He has you doing. And so anyways, I spent a year. I didn't know what to do, didn't know where I was going. I didn't know how He wanted me to serve, but I did feel like He was telling me to start a publication. And I thought, God, I ran from it. I mean, I did. I was like Jonah. He swallowed me up in the well and spit me out and said, "No, you're going to do this."
You're going to do this.
And so, anyways, yeah, I ran from it, and finally, I was like, "All right, God, I don't know anything about print. I don't know anything about design, and I don't know how to write. I can't even talk right. You want me to do a publication? You're crazy." And so finally, I just, I was like, "All right, God, I mean, you're going to have to provide. You're going to have to provide me the money, the resources, the ability." And that's, I learned something from that. And you hear people say it. God just wants your availability. He doesn't always call the qualified, and that's so true because He proved that to me.
Right.
I don't know anything about printing papers and doing design work and but He blessed me.
Right.
I mean, He showed me and sent everybody in my life that I needed to get this accomplished, and so it really taught me a valuable lesson. And,
you are printing Faith Unity.
Correct.
Street paper.
Right.
And tell a little bit about what this publication is.
Well, we are the only Christian publication in the Nashville area, and right now we're distributing about 60,000 pieces of the gospel per month.
Wow.
And in doing that, not only are we distributing it, but what we do is we use homeless, we use low income, or maybe you just want to serve God. Maybe you haven't found your outlet to get out there and actually serve in the community. And what we do is they come to us, when they have a need, they need money, they need medication, they need food, they need blankets, they need housing, whatever it is. And it's hard to get a job, but not with us. I mean, you can come immediately and say, "Hey, I'm broken. I don't have any money. This is it. You're the only hope that I have." And so God uses us. So we give them their first 20 papers free, and then we give them a badge and get them legal so they can go out there on the sidewalks and street corners and sell papers. And they average about $15 an hour selling them.
Wow.
And after that, they get the first 20, and they buy them from us for a quarter after that, and they resell it. So actually, they're business owners. So we have them sign a subcontractor agreement, so they feel like they have a worth to them. So not only are they making their own money, but at the same time, they're serving God. Right. And we loving on them. I mean,
we're talking about the homeless people,
homeless,
low-income people.
Right.
And you are in the metropolitan area of Nashville.
Correct.
I love Nashville, Tennessee. I'm from West Tennessee. My home is, as a child growing up in Tennessee, of course, frequented Nashville as often as I could because I love the music and just love being in Nashville. But I think that is awesome. You said you do 60,000
per month.
You print about 60,000 of these magazines per month, and you are looking to expand.
Right now, yeah, we're fixing to branch out to some other areas.
So anyone that wants to come up in that area and say, I need to make some extra money, or I don't have enough groceries or whatever, I need to work, and you will give them the first 20 papers.
Right.
And then they sell them for $1 each.
Right.
And then after that, they buy them from you for a quarter.
Correct.
And turn around and sell them for $1.
Absolutely.
That's a 400% increase that they're making.
Oh, yeah.
So
plus their tips.
Good.
I mean, they get 5s, 10s,
yeah.
20s.
Yeah.
My first day ever selling the papers, I wouldn't ask somebody to do something I'm not willing to do myself.
Right.
So I went out and sold my own papers and got a $100 tip.
Wow.
So.
And the publication itself is full of testimonies of what God has done. And in fact, what it is very similar to what we are doing right here on Kingdom News, other than we're doing it by video and He's doing it by publication.
Right.
Of what God has done for people, transforming lives right there on the front page. The Faith Unity magazine, and of course, obviously you're selling some ads to help cover the cost of the expense of producing the magazine itself. We were sharing with you just a few minutes before we went on the air here, and that is that back in, I think it was 2005, 06, somewhere around there, when Katrina hit, Hurricane Katrina hit, that my wife began to feel the Spirit of God begin to speak into her about doing this right here.
Right. Amen.
This very thing right here of a publication of people's testimonies.
Sure.
And we felt the same way. She felt the same way. Lord, what in the world, how in the world am I going to do this? And she come to me, and it was right along that same time, at that time, that we had opened up Dominion World Outreach Center here in Poplar Bluff, our church, and we began to pray, Lord, how do we do this? And it was one of those things that kind of got put on the back burner.
Right.
And then when you come in here tonight with this newspaper sharing with us what you're doing, it was just like, wow. I mean, just almost overwhelming to the place that, this is exactly what God spoke to my wife to do. And we've changed that part of it and turned it into the video side of it by sharing the testimonies of what God is doing in people's lives. We have had people on this program, and those of you that watch this program regularly, you've seen many different ones on this program where God has totally delivered and set free from drugs and alcohol, and where they've been healed of cancer and major diseases like that in their bodies, that God has totally healed them and set them free from the bondages of this world and what the enemy has set out to destroy them with, that very trap that we're talking about,
Right.
that Satan tries to trap us with. And, you have watched many different ones come in here. And this program is going to be a little bit different from that, even though we are sharing here right now about the newspaper that is being distributed around Nashville, Tennessee from Gene Burroughs. And you said, I think you had like 300 people that work right now for you that sell the paper for you.
Yes, sir.
And that you are helping them by helping spread the gospel.
Amen.
And they're being not only blessed financially or physically, but we know that God's blessing them as well.
Amen.
We're going to take a break real quickly, and we're going to come right back, and we're going to talk to Marky here in just a few moments. We're going to take a break, and we're going to go into, actually, we're just going to do it right now. We're going to take a break, but we're going to go into a video of the song is called John 3:16.
Yeah.
And you wrote the song, or you and the guys wrote the song?
Gene knows more about who wrote it.
Yeah, John 3:16 was actually I had collectively another person that I was working with, and he was just unable to get where he wanted to be, and so we worked out a thing with John 3:16. That, and it's the only song that we haven't written ourselves.
Right.
We changed it, we rewrote it. But we basically used the melody
Right.
and
From the original.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Well, I know that Marky is obviously, this is the Marky Silvers band, and Marky is the lead singer in the band, and we're gonna watch that video right now, and then we'll be back here in just a moment to share some more things with you and let Marky share some things about this video.
Reach out to your glorious hand so I don't slip away. For all those who believe, you are the light. He is the light. Lord, you are the way. You are the light. Just look what my God has done, so we could live